Hello and welcome. It's Carnage, and today I wanted to take a look at the G.I. Joe classified Cobra Island Joes. So we're talking about Breaker and Ram, Beachhead, Roadblock, and Barbecue. So I'd like to talk a little bit about why I like these figures, which ones I like, which ones I perhaps, I like them all, so I don't dislike any of them, but why I could like them perhaps a bit more. So stick around, we're going to take a look at G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Island on the Joe side. Okay, starting out with Breaker, I think is a great figure. I didn't change anything. My complaint is the only weapon that he has is this massive gun, which is attached to Ram. And being that Roadblock has that gun, Roadblock's a big guy, I just thought it was a little ridiculous that one of the smaller guys is carrying that same gun around. So, from the Valaverse Action Force weapon sets here. This is the MP7. I think it's a really good fit for Breaker. Not too big. And I wound up with an extra Duke sidearm and holster, and it doesn't look too bad. It's not the same green, but it matches up close enough for me. And this is the dagger and holster from Tiger Force Outback. Obviously, it's not a great match color-wise, but I think it's okay. I think actually Breaker needed a little bit of color, and he gets it with these weapons. I really like the helmet. I think it's a cool, unique helmet for Breaker. I like that he's the only one that has the microphone piece and headset on his helmet, and that it's unique to him. All right, so that's Breaker and Ram. All right, next in the G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Island G.I. Joe side, we have Beachhead. He's a favorite of many. And again, I thought his gun was a little too futuristic, so decided to go with one of the Valaverse guns. I know that's not an MP7. Maybe in the comments someone can correct me as to exactly what that is specifically. And also, I gave him a pistol from the Valaverse set here. Forgive my strange camera angle there momentarily. This is the pistol from, again, from the Valaverse Action Force weapon sets that I thought worked really well. It fits perfectly into the holster, and then of course I really love that he's got the removable beret. That was something that we could only dream about as kids. It was permanently attached to his backpack. So moving on to the backpack here, I really like it. It has the removable crossbow there. That's a really great feature and gives him some really cool options for weapons, along with the dagger, the pistol, his machine gun. He's got quite a weapons loadout, and some great accessories. Again, I know that Beachhead is a favorite of many. It's certainly a favorite of mine. And this is Cobra Island Beachhead. Moving on to Cobra Island Roadblock. One of the things that I really like about him is the sunglasses. I like that it's Roadblock, but it's not a repaint of the original Roadblock at all. So this was a real departure that in terms of what we're seeing today with Tiger Force and just these straight up repaints, and that this was a completely different figure other than the broiler gun, which you'll notice I have replaced with the heavy artillery Roadblock Mini, and I think that works a lot better for him. I really like the broiler modern guns on the bats. I think they work really great. So I also, in addition, gave him one of the Action Force holsters, which just affixes with a piece of double-sided tape. And this is a pistol, I believe, from NECA. I know it's not a G.I. Joe classified. I know it's not a Marvel Legends. I'm pretty sure it's not a gridiron. But at any rate, I thought Roadblock needed a good sidearm. I don't like sending Roadblock into action without a sidearm. This is really one of my favorite figures in the entire line. Certainly, it's my favorite Roadblock. He just looks like a badass in this particular version, and I really like heavy duty, and I'm excited to hopefully get a heavy duty figure one day. And as far as I'm concerned, this is Roadblock. It's not heavy duty, and as I said, hopefully we get heavy duty one day. So this is Cobra Island Roadblock. And continuing with our G.I. Joe classified Cobra Island Joes, we're finishing up with Barbecue. And I did add a head sculpt for him. This is the Marvel Legends Star-Lord Chris Pratt head sculpt. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but he even has some dirt on his face. Man, I just don't think the camera's gonna pick it up, but there you go. You can really see it here. He's got some grease and grime on his face, and I think that is a great touch for a guy who is a firefighter. And of course we have the Hasbro head sculpt here. I'm more disappointed that we still don't have an unmasked head sculpt for Barbecue than I am about Falcon's head sculpt. So other than that head sculpt, I really didn't make any changes at all. This is a straight up Barbecue. I think he's a great figure for what he is. I've commented before that I just have a tough time coming up with scenarios to use him for, being a firefighter, and being that he really, for all intents and purposes, doesn't have a weapon in the sense of a gun. But I'll tell you, these axes, which he has two, are some pretty fierce looking weapons. And as someone pointed out here on my YouTube comments, this is a guy who's kind of an X-Factor character, especially in a fight. Expect the unexpected out of Barbecue. He could end up throwing one of these axes towards a pipe or something like that and put hot steam into the faces of his opponents. You just never know. This is a guy who can really pull out the stops when he has to. And at this point, he's our only rescue person in the G.I. Joe classified series so far. So anybody that goes down is going to be depending on Barbecue. So wrapping up our look at G.I. Joe classified Cobra Island on the G.I. Joe side, this is Barbecue. Thanks for watching. Please remember to hit the like button and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.